Hi guys, welcome to the Unpopular Opinion, and we are
Real,
raw,
and we're saying it all. Welcome back guys to our YouTube channel, and if you are new, welcome for the first time. If you did not know, these are new people. We have some new faces. We are very excited to be doing the other side of a viral video. You guys, guess what? Some people out here went viral. Thank you very much. Thank you, celebs. But we did a video on She's Not That Into You. We'll leave the link so you guys can check that out and maybe watch it before this one. So in this one, we invited the fellas, okay, to tell us about what it looks like when he is not that into you. But before we get into that, I'm going to let them introduce themselves because you guys know us. But anyway, I'm Kemi.
Claire.
Prim. Fellas, introduce yourselves.
ladies first.
No, he
it's
did.
okay, it's fine. I'll take that on my chin.
Oh.
Yeah, so my name is Beewol. Very male, I must add, very male. And
As opposed to?
because you know, he attempted to soil my reputation. But yeah, my name is Beewol. First of all, thank you ladies for having us here. It's such an honor to be here with you guys. You look fine as always.
Oh.
What do I do? Moving on swiftly. What do I do? I'm an unemployed traveler. I do a lot of digital media work. I live my life online. And I'm into music, can't sing, love poetry, and I use words. Basically, that's, yeah.
You're a wordy.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. Next.
Hi everyone, thank you for watching this.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah, you look gorgeous. My name is Jamaica, the Romantic Mukiga. Real name is Badija Collins Magezi. Recently got engaged.
Dang.
Obugalo.
A very beautiful
Shout out to the beautiful
lady, Macklin Asimire. I love you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is that paid for? Is that paid for? Because, yeah.
Yeah. You know, she's a very good.
What did you say her name is?
Macklin.
Maklina.
McLean.
Maclean.
Banyamai don't
Maclean,
separate
shout out.
words. It's
Yeah,
McLean Asimire, but you're hearing McLean.
Maclean.
Yeah. Mrs. Badija to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm a media personality. I host the K-Drive show on 9 UK FM, Monday to Friday, 3 to 7 p.m. I'm a social media influencer, brand ambassador, and I also work with Mnet. I'll stop there.
And he's a
For
comedian.
now. And I'm a comedian.
And he's a celebrated comedian. Yeah.
Give a man his
Maybe we should have him over for the how to work-life balance.
Because sure, he's balancing many things. Romance,
Balancing.
work, anyway.
romance is also work.
Romance is a job, my friend. Romance is a job.
I MC corporate events, weddings, kuhinjeras.
Launching boreholes.
As long as there's money,
You will go and launch the borehole.
Yeah, but I'm an events MC.
Okay, fantastic. So these gentlemen are joining us for the conversation on he's not that into you. So, gentlemen, we're going to hand over to you so that you can tell us. Let me start with you, the Romantic Mukiga.
Yeah.
Tell us, what does it look like when a man is not that into you?
Hey, I've actually had my own share of when a lady is not into you.
Okay.
First of all, I dated this lady for 2.5 years. She wasted 2.5 years of my life before I got my woman. McLean. Yeah. So I dated this lady who wasted 2.5 years of my life. You tell her, "Oh, I love you." She's like, "Oh, okay."
Let me just pause it right there. Guys, do you realize that women can also waste men's time?
Oh, but women do it all the time.
Yeah.
But the conversation we hear, everyone is like, "Man, he wasted my time." Women waste men's time as well.
Women waste our time. So you tell her, "Hey, I love you." She's like, "Oh, thank you."
Oh, wow.
Gentlemen, she's not that into you.
She's not that into you. Like, hey, you call her, talk romantically. She's like,
No musalabu.
Ino musalavu. And she's like, oh, what did you want to tell me?
What more Jawa?
You understand?
Who are these people?
First pause. Let me tell you something. That one does not necessarily, because like someone, a tweet recently, I saw a tweet saying that Panyankole women themselves, this is how they respond to love. I
love
promise you, I love my boyfriend, but he'll call and be like, Bubu no end that.
Yes, that
Straight
is
to the
so
point.
true. I heard it just this morning.
You want?
Mine was different. So I would write her these nice poems. You write a very nice poem.
You even write poems?
Yeah, you write a very nice prose. And her reply is, okay.
Maybe today no poetry.
She was a Muganda. She was a Muganda.
Oh.
Now, I would. There's a time I surprised her. I went to her university. I'm like, hey, can you come to the party? She's like, okay. She came. I brought her flowers. I bought her lunch. And she's like, why did you move all that from Nigeria? You come to my university to deliver me these. I'm like, I'm just showing you that I care. She's like, okay. She took them away.
And went.
Yeah, but you suffered, eh?
I suffered.
You people.
You understand? So it happened for 2.5 years. Now,
But you still hadn't figured out that she's not
yes,
that into
now
you.
when I tried breaking up with her, I'm like, hey, seems it's not working out. She's like, no, Collins, that is just me. I'm not an easy girl. I'm not that romantic. So something happened. Like, to cut it short, to cut the story short. When I joined, before I joined KFM, when I was joining some other radio station, I had to wake up early morning because I was into that space of doing early morning shows. And I used to wake up, go to the station, do practice, get in touch with the team, create rapport. Then after I go back to the other station, work in the afternoon. Now, I felt sick. I just felt sick. It was too much for me. So we were talking one time and I'm like, oh, babe, I'm going through something and I really need you to be there for me. She's like, how do you want me to be there for you? I made it easy for her. I told her, there are words I need to hear from you. She's like, which words?
You said
Words of affirmation.
exactly.
I told her, I want to hear words like, I got you. You got this. Everything will be okay.
can
I'm
do
proud
it.
of you. You can do it. I told her, babe, words like, I love you. She's like, sorry. I do not go around saying that word, I love you anyhow. That is not my style.
Can we also acknowledge that sometimes like people repeatedly show us stuff like that and we stay. I'm saying this because I've done it as well.
That's on us.
Like a guy has repeatedly shown me and I'm just there opening my eyes.
Me,
I realized that, hey, this is not the right person. And we were about to make 3 years in a relationship. I was actually planning. There's a time on her
Propose?
as planning big things for her. Now there's a time on her sister's wedding. Something just pissed her off and she cried and I'm like, oh, let me just go comfort her since she's my girlfriend. I went there. She didn't want to see me. Some other friend of hers actually comforted her, who was a girl. And her friend told me, hey, if you had come, she was going to blast you. So after that whole thing of her telling me, sorry, that is not my style, every feeling I ever had for her flew out. I ghosted her. We didn't speak for a month. So she came and asked me, did I do anything? I'm like, wait. Did you?
She waited an entire month
Yeah.
to come to you.
So this is what happened. I told her, I'm like, let me just, for courtesy, let me tell her. She's like, oh my God, I'm sorry, Collins. I didn't imagine that. You know, I'm not an easy girl.
That's a narcissistic person.
I'm not that person. Love is not my thing. I'm like, love is not your thing. What about the 2.5 years we spent together? Sorry became sorry. Sorry became sorry. And I'm like, you know what? I need time to myself to rethink this whole thing and process everything that has been happening. And guess what? After 1 month, she calls me. She's like, oh my God, I want to talk to you. I'm like, okay, talk to me about what? She's like, how can you spend a month without talking to me? You made me feel like a failure in
Who
love.
is this person? I feel like now I need to know who this person is because this is
I don't want to mention her name on air. I don't want to mention her name. I'll tell you off air. Now, Yeah, she told me.
Because you can't do this.
You can't spend a month without talking to me. I'm like, you did something wrong to me that hurt my feelings. She's like, oh my God, I apologized. You were supposed to. It takes two people.
I apologize.
Yes. So she said it takes two people to make things work out. You made me feel like a failure in love. I'm like, but you're already a failure in love. You understand? So she's like, I think it's better we break up. I'm like, but I'd already broken up with you. Only that I had not yet told you. Yes, you get. So that's when I realized that, okay.
The signs were
This
there.
entire time.
From the time we had started dating,
Signs were there.
I saw the red flags, but I ignored them. I'm like, I'm going to give this person a
Red
chance.
was your favorite color.
2.5 years later, man, I realized that I wasted my time. And how I met the current one, that's a story for another time. But I'm just trying to tell all the ladies that if a guy tells you that, hey, I don't want to hurt you, but I don't want to lose you, he is not into you.
There you go.
If he tells you, hey, you're a good person, you have a good personality, but I believe your personality with mine does not match. Baby, he's not into
Straight
you.
up.
Exit.
Not into love.
Yes. I'm
I'm a complicated person.
Yes, I'm a complicated person.
Not my thing.
Life is not my thing. And once, let's say, ladies love this thing of texting at night before you sleep.
Yes, good night, darling.
You're texting him and he blue ticks you. He wakes up in the morning. Oh, I blacked out. He's not into you.
Oh,
Well.
Yeah.
Actions. Let's say you guys have gone out. He does not open the door for you. Does
No,
not treat
please,
you romantic.
please.
I knew somebody was going to.
Do you know how many people? Do you know how many people you're going to? You do know how many you're going to make question their relationship?
Okay. Yeah.
When
Let's
you
not get
open
there.
the door.
Let's not get there. You go somewhere and he does not make you feel special. For example, you are dating and let's say we've met amongst friends. Now let me refer you back to my ex. Every time I would bump into my friends or meet with my friends, I'm like, oh, hey guys, meet my girlfriend. She's so and so. She's the love of my life.
You
Every
actually
time.
gave them that title.
For you, what's your title?
He didn't play around.
But when we would meet,
Romantic Mukiga for
when we would meet her friends or family, she's like, oh, hi, this is Collins.
For you,
And they ask her,
She was the
and they ask
beautiful
her,
girlfriend
and they ask
that is the love
her,
of your
okay,
life.
they ask her, so who is he to you?
I swear,
Oh, he's a radio presenter.
That was.
which technically you are. She's not
Which
lying.
technically I am. Then they ask her, okay, like,
Lying.
who is he to you? Like, how do you?
Favorite radio presenter.
Yeah. So how?
You happen. She just happened to bump into you.
Yeah.
By the way.
So they ask her, like, how do you call him? Oh, he's just a person I met.
Which is also.
Do you reckon she's going to watch this?
I don't care if she watches or not.
No. I'm just wondering. Do you think she's going to watch this and see how much?
No. Let me tell you.
She's
There are ladies-
probably a better person now.
I don't think so.
There's no other way.
Possible.
That's
Where do
that's
exes
true.
go? They become nice
That's true. They
partners
become
to other
nice
people.
people. She's the nice wife you've been seeing, whose proposal will be saying "oh" to.
I don't think so because the things are the same things she did at the same.
She's done to other people.
No.
You don't know that. For
Time is going to come and
Maybe, but I'm just trying to tell you that if a person does not make you feel
they're
special,
ashamed of you.
they are ashamed of you.
In one
Ladies.
way or the other, it looks different for different people. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Ladies, if he takes you to his family and he does not introduce you the way you're supposed to be introduced, if he's like, hey, Ogu, no, anyone.
How are you supposed to be introduced?
Let's show her. Prim told me that story and died.
Please, it's that's how Banyankole men introduce their people. Madam Ramusi abantu.
Introducing their wives as madam.
Na madam kaba kuleho madam. Iwejire chuwaga.
I've never been around Banyankole as much, so me, I'm just laughing. This
I
is
know,
all
I'm
new
not-
information.
So it's not like they don't love you. They love you. They are madam, but it's iwegambeho.
So talk of yourself.
Just a quick rewind to the previous video you guys did that went viral. I was telling Prim before we went on camera. I have witnessed it. I have a Munyankole friend. I'll not mention specifically which Munyankole he is, but I'll mention where they come from. Kashari, Kazo, Roshere, Chiruhura. You know yourself. I don't care if you come for me. Please be romantic. This guy, he brought us on a date and he was footing the bill. And he's like, Miss Phantom, Ogu, na Sharon. Sharon, yeah, Anjou. Hi, Ninye Sharoni, Ninye girlfriend, Wogu. So, you know, having a conversation and it's like, Be Sharoni. Not Manyange Shahazahika. And she's like, Esha Hezach. Esha Heza, Eza Weninye. She's like, anga haniwe oine proposing tukazumba zile proposing hey no proposing but no you be no re tempeta ojinjweka tempeta kanjija he gave her the ring. So we took him aside. Like, no, bruh, just go back, kneel down and ask her, will you marry me? He's like, I'm chinda chene. Hat Sharon na kempeta no zakujijwara ninga toku zakujijwara
Sharon.
Bashija mwe muratshwaza. Oh my God. Muratshwaza. Biko romantic.
Actually, guys, let's first of all, I think we need some time to like digest them. Yeah. To digest what we have just heard. And let Beewol give us, you know, what's a little something that, you know, that says, I'm not that into you. I'm not that into you, madam.
How long is this thing for?
So there's a lot there.
No, there's a lot.
Wow, okay.
But off the top of my mind, if he tells he's not that into you, he's probably not that into you. Period. Because sometimes women hope
that you can change.
You could change the guy. And sometimes guys are direct. He'll tell you, look, this thing is not working for me. It's not working for him, period. You can't make it work. If he doesn't want, let it go. And then there's what they call breadcrumbing, right? So breadcrumbing, you know, is when somebody burns hot and cold, you know, but they leave you just enough for you to hang around, but not enough to, So, and men do that a lot. A man who likes you gives you the entire meal. You know, he gives you a buffet, so to say. He doesn't give you these small bits and pieces. And men do this quite a lot because, look, you meet this woman who yearns, who wants, who loves attention and words of affirmation. And you say, you know what, I'll give her some of these words at opportune moments. Like if I need her to spend the weekend, right? So on a Friday, hey, hi, how are you doing? You know, what's going on? I missed you. So now those are the breadcrumbs. You know,
I
those
see
are the
it
breadcrumbs.
now.
Right?
In my past.
Those are breadcrumbs. So you're thinking, of course now.
You say so fucking your bank.
I see it in the past.
In that moment,
He loves me.
you've forgotten Thursday and Wednesday and Tuesday and Monday.
He had ghosted you the entire time.
All you're thinking of is Friday. Yeah. And then obviously you would spend the weekend. Then on Monday, I'll see you. And then Friday he's back. How was your week? So breadcrumbing is one very, very loud
red flag.
Yeah. Another red flag, and the thing about men is they will always want you for one of two things, either short term or long term. If it's short term, then he's into you for the sex, right? Or some other benefit, some other, but that's short term. If it's long term, then he wants you for keeps. He wants you to be his person, his partner, his best friend, and yada. So, depending on how he views you, he can also keep you close enough for you to be in that position, either as a person who is like a support cast, who's called on when he's lonely, when the weather has gone south and he needs somebody to cuddle with, when he needs a loan.
When the Netflix series are boring.
They are not new
series.
And guys who do that, relationships are normally built on certain fundamentals. If the fundamentals of your relationship have nothing to do with who you as a person or he as a person are, then that relationship, that guy probably is not that into you. He's into you because of, say, the Netflix, like we said, or the money, or the time, or whatever.
Do you know, like, during the day, I can just give her a call. I'm like, hey, just wanted to hear your voice and wanted to say I miss you. I do that.
But here's the
Even also, she also does the same.
But here's the thing. For me, by the way, I don't like that kind of love.
People are different. Context, right? Yeah, I think
Honestly,
there's some things
for
that
me,
apply.
in my situation now for that, before we were married, oh my God, he would call me and I'd go be, But now I'd be like, yeah, because I'm busy. I have like 5 million jobs. My husband can call me Babi. I love you, but he calls me.
Yeah.
And he's like, hi, babe. And either we crossed each other in the morning, like, we just barely saw each other or whatever. And he'll call me just to see how my day was and stuff. And by the way, he's not what I'd say, he's not romantic, he's just thoughtful. So he'll, not just thoughtful, he's very thoughtful. So he calls me just to see how my day is, or if I had a bad morning or bad mood that morning, he'd call me just to cheer me up.
As it should.
And I'd be like,
As it should. That love is suspicious. That love is very suspicious. As in, honestly, that love is suspicious. As in, if Bobuna calls me of, I'll be like,
what do you want? Who is she?
That's how I even interpret that kind of.
Who is she?
You just called me before, actually, when we were here. Munga, you didn't call me as you're going. I'm like,
Who is she?
What do you want? What's happening?
Yeah, but
That love is suspicious, by the way.
Lady. Prim is this kind of lady. Who you call like, and you're like, baby, nakuterera kugambira ngo ninkunda nicho wanoenda kungambira.
no, but you see, I absolutely understand that there's very many women who look. You don't want to be immersed in all this stuff, right? But it shouldn't take away from the fact that a man who wants you, who loves you,
It's different after you're married or after you're in a long-term relationship.
And
There are other ways to say it.
Well, yes, there's, because everybody has their own love language, right?
Yes.
So the challenge is, and this is why women often cling on to guys who don't really want them, because they have different love languages. So her love language is probably touch, and physical contact. And he knows it. Right? But he doesn't do it. And she'll ask, like, why don't you? It's like, no, me, I'm not into that. Then he's really not into you. Because he knows your love language. He should be able to, you should have a conversation that, look, can we meet somewhere in the middle? Maybe don't touch me in public. Maybe let's hold hands. Like you come to some kind of agreement,
Have you ever tried to explain to a Ugandan man that this is my love language? There are those
Sister,
people who don't
sister girl, I have been there.
Yeah, actually, like, told me,
thank you. That is exactly. Like love language. What are those? Like,
I also once asked my ex, so what are your love languages? Baby chebyo.
enjogera y'omukwano.
I asked Angel.
It is, yes.
She's like, I don't know. So I listed them for her. Physical touch, acts of service, all of them.
What do you?
So I asked her,
Which one?
which one do you feel comfortable with? She's like, none of the above.
But Collins A, I think A, you survived, like really survived.
Yeah.
But then B, that was internship for you, like, it was an education. 2.5 years, was it 2.5 years of intense? Yeah, that's a lot of education, because what that does for you is you're able to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yes, and you're able to see what you would want coming from the other side, and it's not coming. So when you meet somebody new, you have all this information. It's normally a good place to start from. So
I had a 4-year internship in a marriage. It was called a marriage.
4 years.
It got married in a marriage.
That was like doctorate or something.
Hey, the whole shebang. The whole shebang. Kwanjula chigona proposal.
So let me
I
ask.
had a real internship.
Let me ask. Were you able to see when you were in there that this thing might not work? Like, were there some signs he was
So
giving?
because we don't particularly, as African women, we don't know what love is. As Africans,
that true?
generally, yes, because what we've been fed love is in the movies. I was young, I was 24.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I
fair
mean?
enough, yeah,
I was
yeah.
very young.
We know
So-
love from, I think, what our parents show us,
Yeah.
what society.
Yes, not
But-
even, and our parents didn't show us any love.
No,
You get,
they
and
did
we've
not.
learned love either from your parents and or from YouTube, you know, or sorry, from movies, you know, and 90s movies was all the rom-coms.
Yeah, yeah.
So you expect to be swept off your feet.
Yeah.
This guy is not there. First, we can't even carry you.
Yeah.
It's because we didn't know what love was. You get, we don't know what love is. So someone shows you a little kindness.
Crumbs.
Yeah,
Yeah, yes.
breadcrumbing, yeah.
And someone shows you a little, like, as if the control seems like care.
Yeah.
You know, at some point I wasn't allowed to work. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And this is me we're talking about. Me, not Kombi, the boss babe. You understand?
Dang. you really must have loved this guy because
Did I?
Yeah.
Was it? And I know I didn't.
it could have been, yeah.
I
It's
don't
possible.
know.
It depends on which generation.
I was
Now
never
know that you
in love.
misinterpreted love. It was
No, it could be. It could have been. Why could it not have been?
Beewol, that was not love.
Now I was-
a person
I
who
was
loves you
assured.
cannot stop you from pursuing your
No,
career.
what I mean is you.
I'm not sure if I
My-
was in love in the sense of, oh my God, I'm in love, you know? Because
was
I've
it
never
enough
felt
for
like
you at
that.
that time? At that time, was
I was
that?
like, this is what
Was
it
that your
is.
version of
You
love?
know how you resign? You're like, ate tunakola tunalabireyo, kind of thing. You're like, this is what actual real life was. I did not know any better.
Yeah, yeah,
No,
I mean,
I
at
had
24,
felt, because I met
yeah.
my current husband before I met my ex-husband. It's a whole
Yeah.
thing. If you have time, I'll tell you after. But like I met my current husband way before I met my, and this is the man I've been in love with. So I knew those feelings, but I thought they were just childish.
I see.
You know, I thought they were just
So you went to the
childish.
You know, lots of us,
So
lots
I
of
went-
us choose love and reality. You know, we married recently. I talked to someone who told me I married realistically.
Yeah, but
But
I
isn't
can
that the
guarantee
majority
you
of-
that's the majority.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I can guarantee you, I was looking, Fiona. We had a video that's where Fiona is talking about if I should rather walk in love. I still fall in love with my husband now. Do you know
Oh,
what I
wow.
mean? I still do. I've
Dang.
known him 15 years, and I'm madly in love with him. Sometimes it's just annoying. But
Obviously,
do you know what I
yeah.
mean? But on the days when it's good, I have butterflies and stuff like that. I might be one of the very few. You get,
No,
but
you
I had
yeah.
because I experienced this beautifully because I had that experience.
Yeah, I was just going to add real quick that some other signs and symptoms of the disease of not bothering, not if he's more secretive than private, right? And there's a difference between those two. You meet this person and you have this conversation and you ask him, but why don't you introduce me to some of your friends? And he says, I like my relationships to be private. Privacy is good, but secrecy is dangerous.
Actually, Beewol,
so, yeah.
by the time she actually gets to the point of why don't you introduce me? He's
Yeah,
not
then
into
already,
it.
yeah.
He's
so,
not into
So
you.
you don't know his friends, you don't know any of his relatives, you probably don't know where he works. All you know is him when you're with him.
Yeah.
That's a huge red flag.
But you know how we actually we even defend those red flags of, but for me, when I'm with him, there's a way,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want people to like get into that
Yeah.
and spoil it.
Look, it's a mechanism for, if I'm with you, if I'm with you and I want you to believe that you're mine and I'm yours, this moment we have belongs to you. So I may do something as much as, say, put away my phone, and you're thinking, oh wow, this is, men don't do this. Guy has put away his phone. He's not even answering his calls. Oh my God, he's ignoring everyone. Yeah, but what you don't know is that thing between you and him is just a secret. He's not proud of it. He didn't want to tell his friends about it.
And he denies
so he's
you,
really not that into
or
you.
when someone finds out, he's like, no, we're not.
He never affirms it. I think it makes this like reaffirms something that I only learned like in my late 20s, that when a guy wants you, there's nothing that stops him. There's nothing. Over the what? Over the winter, I don't know. There's nothing that stops him. He will go after you unapologetically. He will go after you
Is
unapologetically.
not like in any shape or form romantic, you guys. But I think he's not. I know him. This thing he does by effort. It's effort. The thing he does for me is effort. Completely. Yeah. You get, it's not a first thought for him. Okay.
Do you know what I think? I'm not the strongest believer in love in the sense of, you know, getting butterflies and being blown away.
Oh my God, are you me?
I'm a believer. No,
no,
I'm just factual. That I'm a believer in love in the sense of effort. Yeah. I want to see and feel love, right? Yeah. As opposed to just hear it. Because what's get in and get out this year, right?
And the truth is some people can't communicate it.
There you go, yeah. And this is also another very huge red flag. Yeah. If this guy is always telling you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, chances are he's either trying to overcompensate for actually not loving you, you know? So he has to keep, you know, by the way, I love you.
Because he keeps keeping you around, and I love you, it's like you're strange.
But if you look back...
I may not do this.
Yeah, but I love you. I love you. So, but then if you look back at your relationship... Me, I love you. Yeah. But when you sit down and say, okay, he said I love you, say 150 times in the past week. What has he done? That is actually love. And chances are, there is nothing he has done. So that's a man who is not into you. He has a reason why he's keeping you close. And it's very far from you as a person, you as a good. So
and it might not even be an evil agenda. It might just be he's having fun with you, you know, and in a way that he's not
he doesn't love you enough, but he thinks
and he doesn't feel that love. So don't demonize people who don't love you.
Which brings you to that English saying, great talkers are great liars.
But I share in that, like, just like that idea of, just like I was saying that last time, that this whole falling in love concept for me is just like, I've done a lot of falling. It just, no. I'd much rather be like walking at a steady pace towards, because effort and all of those things are not just like, oh, we just fell into it. It's like you're intentional and you're what, and it's not to like say that falling, you know, I know Claire is a person of, you feel the butterflies, and those are all wonderful things. I know. No, I'm not saying I don't feel those things, that I never have or whatever. It's just that they're not primary. I can feel butterflies and you're still not right for me. It's not love. It's, I don't know, it's the It's like the but it's not love. It's not love.
To be fair, for me, I have the advantage of having met my husband when I was 17. This is true. So I the butterflies are maybe, I don't know, because if I met someone now, I'll also be steady, slowly, by the way, slowly, one foot in front of the other. If I met someone now, if I wasn't married and I was to meet someone now, it would be very slow and steady walking, even crawling to, you know, that would be me. But because I met my husband when I was a child, I was 16 actually when I met him.
Wow.
And I've been in love with him since, and I've never been anything other than madly in love with him.
Dang, I know, like.
Will anyone ever say this about you?
I know, like.
I'm feeling okay.
Moreover, in my absence.
That man who died on the cross for you.
That's what we had.
He's saying that. He's saying that.
That said, it's not perfect. Yeah. You know, I want to make people, like younger people are watching this and thinking, oh my God, it's possible. It's work on both our ends. Yeah. It's a lot of work. You know, it has been a lot of pain and a lot of things I won't get into right now. Maybe even at some point during the many episodes we're going to record, but it has been a lot of work. It still is. Yeah. Sometimes I really feel like he doesn't love me, and sometimes he feels like I don't love him. You know, so it's not always that we are butterflies. Oh my God, I get home and swoon. And my husband, he's amazing. He's extremely sexy. Yeah, that was the constant. Yeah, that was the constant. Have you seen that man? Anyway, but yes, I'm just trying to make a point that just because you don't have butterflies doesn't mean there's
People have different love languages, really.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because like you might be there, like, okay, there are times there. We are talking, we're having like
as if shy
nice conversation. You say something sweet, then you feel Manina. Typical of Banyankole women. And that is their love language.
Say that. that. I used
Yeah.
to do that.
You do?
Say that, yeah.
Out of
If I said
love,
that to my
right?
husband,
You say it out of love, like
I think we'll be in
I don't
marriage
know if it's
counseling. Because he's a Muganda
Jesus.
he's not a Muganda, he's a Muganda by upbringing.
Now, let me tell you, now this whole romantic thing, it depends on actually how you were raised and the kind of family you come from. Now let me tell you, the kind of family that raised me, my auntie and uncle, called them my mom and dad. Come on, I grew up seeing him doing things for my
expressing his love.
expressing his love for my auntie. And that is where I get the romance from. You get? Like, he would wake up in the morning, he comes and gives her a peck and a hug, and tells her, good morning, babe, when we are all sick.
Babe.
The rest of us,
not daddy,
the
mommy.
rest of us don't know how our parents had other children. We just used to see their
They're virgins.
roots to each other, not talking, then your mother is pregnant. You're like,
Well, yeah, I know, right?
when did you hang out?
You get? Like, he would come in the morning, hug her, peck her. It's like, good morning, sweetheart. You get? Yes. And she's like, good morning, how are you? Yes.
Butterflies.
Yes, you get. And during the day, let me tell you, he never allowed any person to serve him if it was not her. I used to cook food at home for all of us. But he would be like, is your mom back? We're like, not yet. Let her come back. You guys can eat. I will eat with her.
Dear.
You understand? Whenever we would
In
go to
Uganda,
places-
here in Africa,
Whenever we would go to
location,
Yes.
East Africa, 0 degrees equator.
Whenever we go to places, my dad, Mr. Kayongo Robert, would tell people, natambudde ne mukyala wange omulungi, mama w'abaana bange, onaababuuzeeko. That is what he would do.
introduce his wife.
He would introduce his wife. Not nechomo ye yanjure, no. You get? Now that is where I picked from. My mom always told us, you boys, she would tell the boys, love your women so much as your father loves you. She would tell our sisters, do not accept men who do not love you as much as the way your father loves me. So the bar's always been high. You get? So I grew up knowing that, hey, you must spoil a woman. You must love her right. Treat her right. Give in your everything. Because that is a kind of person I am. That's being the romantic Mukiga.
Bringing out,
It makes me think about also me the way I was raised and what standards that are set for what relationships look like. It's such an important thing in how you like envision love, that love looks like this and stuff, and something I really had to like dig into in therapy and figure out why I was seeing love in a very specific way, and that's some other heavy stuff. But it makes sense that if you see your primary like example of a relationship between a man and a woman, a marriage looked like that, then that's what you're going to emulate.
And these two really worked together. You get? He's really. He has a very strong diploma in agriculture. He's an agriculture officer, but he was like, I am never going to work in an office. I need to be home with my wife, work together, raise our children. Because we have a very big farm at home. Like, we grew up in that. They would do everything together. They would work together. That is why even me, I pulled out everything. I'm that kind of guy. You get? I'm that kind of guy.
So does that mean that the rest of us are accepting less?
No, it's not that you're accepting
Are we
less.
encouraging this type?
What is this type? What is it? Let's
The type that is not pulling out the stops.
So, as I was telling you, so my fiance has a business. My fiance has a business. Once in a while, just kind of like a 1 million. Hey, babe, put it in the business. You get? I do things for her. And she's like, you get? She reaches a point and is like, hey, but you're overspoiling me. Then there's a friend who told me, hey, but you're overspoiling that woman. I'm like, yes, you must spoil a woman. That is how I was raised. Spoil your woman. Love her. And let me tell you what, you lose nothing You lose
In fact, you
nothing
gain a lot.
by expressing a lot of love.
You gain a lot because a woman who is well loved,
A woman who is well loved, she
There's nothing
will.
she will
My
not do
friend.
for you.
A woman who is
Nothing
well
she will
loved.
do for
Kneel
you.
down if you want.
I agree with you 180%. You know, if you like somebody, there's not two ways about it. You can't sit on the fence. The thing that I want to emphasize over and over is, and women fall prey to this quite a lot, that this man has come on too strong and is doing all these things, so I think he loves me. And I'm because I'm a cautious person in my life, so I like everybody to exercise caution. Not to say people shouldn't be in love, they shouldn't feel butterflies. Do it, but how many times are you going to get, feel these butterflies? And the other thing is, because this man you meet, because you like him, you become vulnerable to him, right? And vulnerability is okay. It's good if you like this person. But if they don't like you back, they use that vulnerability to trample on you. And before you know it, you're calling the guy, say at 10 p.m. I call to say good night. And he say, and he's very quickly, hey, okay, good night. And he switches off. And, or you send a message and then he responds to the next day in the evening, I didn't have my phone, and you're really putting in all this effort, but it's not being reciprocated. For me, I really, really would not like to see people get heartbroken when they're being genuine and good. So that's why I would rather exercise caution, that if somebody is saying I love you 10, 20, 50 times, take a step back. Get it, receive it, enjoy it, right? Enjoy it. But yeah, actions matter. And have this conversation with the guy that, look, you're saying all these things, A, B, C, D, E, but what's happening?
But how about if they show you? Because I feel like brokers,
show you and
money
don't tell
brokers, thank you. Brokers ba mamotoka and brokers ba mataka. Baragalav, my friend.
Shout out to my friend Obama.
Baraga.
Shout out to Bruno.
Bruno,
Thank you. Now comes first of all, they will change cars. They'll drop you wherever.
Yeah.
They'll buy you chips by the roadside. Baja kusa omukwano. Are we going to start assuming?
No, but love is more than.
So no, I'm just saying that there are people who will actually show you these things because they can easily do it. Let me give you an example. Personally, this is something that I actually want to talk about in depth somewhere else. There are people that I don't like. Okay, not don't like. Okay. I will have a friend like Claire, right? Claire's wedding, sija kuja. But I'll be the friend that will stand up and say, I'm not saying I'm these people, but I'm saying, and say, Bane Claire and million bidi. Claire is going to assume, my God, my friend Prim loves me. But
Prim can afford 2 million very easily.
I'm giving you 2 million and I'm not showing up. For me, it's because you have that money and you're able to dispense it, so you're using it to solve it. So I can send you flowers to. I have the money and I have the means. Quarter. I will buy you a new car. I will be like, what do you want? Give you whatever you want. But it's because I have the means to, and it makes my work easy.
I think, and that's why earlier on I'd mentioned that when you have this person, you first communicate, you talk to each other about love languages. That what is your love language, right? Your love language is giving and receiving, like physical things, material things. That's okay. But that's not my love language, right? So can we speak my language as well? If your language is giving things, giving cars, please, they're welcome. I want them, right? But my language maybe is quality time, right? So for all these cars that, all these things you have, all these cars and property and money and whatever, give me quality time, I'll be good. It should be that simple. It shouldn't be that is your love language because it's what you can afford. Love language is not so much about I can afford. No, love language is what pains you to give.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be convenient.
We
actually talked about this. That someone who wants to love you conveniently. It's like, I give you what's easy for me. I don't compromise to give you what you need.
The other thing that most people do not really take serious, but really should be taken serious, is prayer. Ladies, if you tell a guy, let's pray together. Naatandika. What keeps relationships together is prayer. And I have seen this. Every day at 3 a.m., I wake up and I wake her up and we pray together. If we are not together, I give her a call. Like, Madam, wake up and pray. If we are together, we will kneel down and pray. And there's a way prayer has kept us moving together and stronger.
I also wanted to throw a spanner in the works a bit. I wanted to throw a spanner in the works a bit by saying that without necessarily dismissing the fact that prayer helps, right? I think it's your hard work that is helping you and her hard work. The prayer might, how do I say this without being insensitive to your beliefs, right? That you've met this person, you connect on every other level, except belief in the God that you believe in. Maybe they don't believe in that God. Maybe because of their upbringing or, whatever circumstances. And then you're having this conversation and they tell you, okay, look, everything else we agree. I respect you, you respect me, I love you, you love me. But this little element called prayer, you're going to have to do that without me, right? They don't love you any less, but they're just telling you that, look, you believe in God, maybe they're Muslim. Maybe they're Muslim, right? They pray 5 times a day. And they don't feel like it's necessary to drag you to the mosque 5 times a day because they love you. But they're like, you do you, I'ma do me. We shall meet somewhere, where where.
Can I just say
I
that
don't know.
I think if you need to know what are your non-negotiables, because if faith is like up there for you in a very specific way, and you need, for example, to have this prayer, then you shouldn't start something serious with that person always. It's true. So you need to.
Faith changes. You get my problem with saying, "Me, I want a Christian man." What happens when 3 years down the line, he's a Muslim man?
There you go.
Yeah, no, you
Or
see,
you yourself are a Muslim.
That's what my problem is. Because for me and my husband, we were not seeing eye to eye, faith-wise. Like we were not seeing eye to eye at all.
Yeah.
I decided, look, I respect your idea, and you respect, and everyone's going to say, what are you going to teach your children? Dude, my mother was different, my father is different, now I'm also currently different. I'm figuring, do you know what I mean? Yeah. It's whatever you teach your children is
I think that's okay, because you guys, there are certain things you decided this one we can do. For us, we are differ there, but we can do.
Okay,
we have enough to move with in spite of this kind of thing. But if for you it's an overriding.
What I'm saying is, if it's such a big thing, you need to put in consideration that faith is not constant. You get it's not always constant. People come in and out.
There are people who have also
faith.
abused
What
prayer
happens?
Yeah.
They are there.
Yes.
Like they're using it to control.
Yes.
There's
But
a lot
what
of
happens?
Once a person starts using religion to control you, please.
But you see, you never know. That's a challenge. Because they're quoting verses from the Bible for you. And
Like, God, may you give this woman the ability, may you make her submit and obey me and everything. And she's also saying amen.
Amen.
And just
but her as a woman, she naturally, women submit. But by the time a man says, oh God, I want this woman to submit, really?
it means you're not worthy of her submission.
I think from what Kemi said, the overriding factor is, you have this list. These are negotiables. These we can, I can give you. These are non-negotiables. And if faith is there,
people change. When it comes to faith, people change. People change. So if you've made your marriage about that faith, now you've based it on the faith, it's going to fail.
yeah, absolutely.
That's the
Not to say
truth.
that people don't change, but it's just to say that, open your eyes, I guess is the message. That if faith is non-negotiable for you, then if someone is not with you, if you go,
Let them go.
then you should let them go, because you're not going to work for each
Think
other.
about it. Are you going to let them go 5 years down the line when they are another religion?
It was your
or they
non-negotiable.
decided?
It was your
non-negotiable.
non-negotiable.
Think about that, because it's it happens.
Yeah.
But it
Do you know
was
what I mean?
non-negotiable. Is it still your non-negotiable?
Is it also non-negotiable once you're in marriage? Or you're going to be like, why?
No,
when we are married,
people's needs change.
Things
Even you
what
that
you need to be is a little, for me personally.
I can't speak for how things change because that's inevitable. Of course, change is like the only constant thing ever. So of course things are going to change and you can't think of everything. To be fair, you can't know absolutely everything that's going to happen. But at least
The same thing when
there's
someone
certain things
promises
need
you
to
faithfulness
consider.
and then they're not faithful
Yeah.
at the end of it. But that's for me. And it's also good to know that things are going to happen at the end on the other side of marriage. So realize that, okay, my negotiables are he needs to be faithful, 100%. I don't deal with cheaters, I can't stay married to a cheater. I also need 100% for a man to be Christian or Muslim or whatever it is you believe, 100%, but also make a plan for if that changes.
An exit strategy.
Yes, I've been very, very clear. If there's any cheating happening, I am not staying. I've been very vocal. I've told my friends, if any of you try to make a mistake, I will cut you off. Do you get what I mean? I'm very, very vocal about it. And my husband knows, I know his as well. And let it be, but also don't put your 100% in something that's fluid and can change.
Can I quote something from some uncle of mine? I have an uncle who was telling me something. He was trying to give me advice on marriage, like you're entering this field and what. Like, did you know that most marriages in Uganda are in their extra time? Football match, you play 90 minutes,
And then they give you extra time.
and they give you extra time. But the reason as to why the final whistle has not been blown is the children.
Yeah, no, that's
I feel
very
like
true.
you guys, parents who stay for children are selfish.
Yeah.
I'm sorry?
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one.
One
way
of
to
the
look
ways
at
I look at it is that
Because,
you're
yeah.
selfish. You've seen children who are angry at their parents and they're asking them, why did you stay? Why did you stay? Why did you stay in a marriage where the man used to batter you? Because this is what your children are learning this as a version.
Thank you. Now, men in this generation who beat women, they have probably seen it somewhere in their family, and they've
And
grown
it's
up
okay.
knowing that it is very okay.
And girls have also grown up knowing that I think
And the women that stay,
and they're being told
it's because of a
that's how
mindset.
marriage is.
Do you know what a senga will tell you? Mwana wange, ogwe n'omushaija wawe otaka agenda.
Anyway, guys, it's a heavy conversation. We could probably talk all day. But as far as not being into you, I hope you have picked the points, guys, because guys have really shared, and we definitely want to know what you guys think in the comment section.
Also, we'd like to say thank you to our guests for giving us your time. People have been asking us for some guests, and you guys are officially our first.
Are you serious?
Yes.
It's really an honor. Thank you so much.
Of like we should get something for you guys to sign.
Yeah, and the
Yes,
first cut is normally the deepest.
In it.
We want
Going
to
to
remember
remain
you
with
by
us
episode,
forever.
by episode 30.
We have moved on.
No,
to be loyal.
this is what will happen. If we count episode 30, I'll come and knock 227 JND.
We shall be there saying,
Once in a while, you throw in a clip. Kale, we were once hosted.
Even us we were there. Never forget.
But thank you guys for having us. This is
It was an
very
absolute
wonderful.
pleasure. It's been our pleasure to have you guys. And if you guys want to see them again, you let us know in the comments also. And subscribe, surely. Where we have reached in this relationship. Subscription is in order.
Before we go, this is okay.
Obviously.
Shout out to my fiancé. But that was the one I was going to say. This is something serious. Okay, something serious. You see, we are in tough economic times. What? Go kabanyankola ne bakigameni mulekera okutushwaza mulatushwaza. Be romantic. When I get that video moved, I felt attacked. Someone, over 5 people sent me that video in my DM. They're like, we are glad you are not amongst them, but talk to your men. 3 married women were like, talk to your brothers who are their husbands. But now let them be romantic. What do you lose by just buying a mere flower of 2K? Okay, a bouquet of 10K. Manange 10K with a sweet note. But
what also you need to tell the viewers is, look, if Banyankore men are not treating you well, feel free to come and sample elsewhere. No, I'm just saying. I mean, why do you stay there in that pain and suffering when you can get some good loving?
Do you know why? Because of the following reason.
Yeah. Luo men, Iteso men.
Some diseases.
And with that, guys, we have to say goodbye. Thank you so much for joining. Subscribe. Bye.